everyone. In this session, we are going to study about acid, bases, and buffers. So, acid, bases, and buffers they are widely used in the chemistry for various purposes. So, let us have a look. What are these? Starting with the acid-base theories, first theory was given by Arrhenius in 1884. So, according to this theory, acids are the substances which, when dissolved in water, release hydrogen ions, which in association with solvent forms hydronium ions. So, first acid release H plus ions in water, and then they associate with solvent, and H plus get converted to H3O plus. Now suppose Ha is an acid, so when dissolved in water it will dissociate into H plus and A minus, thus they release hydrogen ions. Example is HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. You can see that when dissolved in water HCl, it ionizes into H plus and Cl minus. This H plus further combine with H2O and they form hydronium ions, that is H3O plus. Bases are the substances which release OH ions when dissolved in water. For example, BOH, they will give B plus plus OH minus. Example is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide when dissolved in water, it will release hydroxide ions. So limitations of this concept are, they cannot be extended to substances which do not give aqueous solubility. According to this concept, acid and bases give H plus and OH minus respectively when dissolved in water. So, what about the substances which do not have aqueous solubility? They cannot be categorized as acid or bases. So, this is one of the limitation. For example, NH4NO3. It is not soluble in water, but it acts as an acid. Also, they cannot explain the character of the basic substances which do not contain hydroxyl group. For example, NH3. So, according to this concept, bases give hydroxyl ions or OH minus ions. Now, you can see ammonia, that is NH3, is a base. It does not contain OH minus ions. It cannot explain the characteristics of certain salts, acidic character of certain salts like aluminium chloride. Also, it does not explain acid-base character in non-aqueous solvents. We know many of the substances, they are not soluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents. So, the acid-base character of such substances cannot be described by this theory. So, these are some of the limitations. After Arrhenius theory came the Bronsted and Lowry concept in 1923. According to this concept, acid is a substance which donate proton, that is H plus, and base is a substance which accepts proton. So this theory takes into consideration the proton, that is acid donate proton whereas base accept protons. According to this theory, every acid has a conjugate base and every base has a conjugate acid. So what is this conjugate acid base system? Let us see. Now see, Ha when reacts with base, it forms BH plus A minus, that is Ha has donated its proton to B. So B will get converted to BH plus. B is a base whereas BH plus is its conjugate acid. Now Ha was initially acid, but after donating the proton, it has converted to base A minus. So that is A minus is the conjugate base of the acid Ha. Lewis theory. This theory was given in 1923 by scientist Lewis. According to this theory, acid is a substance that can accept an electron pair, while base can donate an electron pair. For example, you can see BF3 plus NH3. So here BF3, it can accept the it can accept the electron pair, hence it acts as an acid, while NH3 is having extra lone pair of electron and it can donate this extra pair, hence it acts as a base. Some of the examples of Lewis acid are H plus, NH4 plus, Na plus, K plus. Examples of Lewis base are ammonia, hydroxide ion, chloride ions, cyanide ions. Thus, we have seen three concepts: Arrhenius concept, and Lowry and Bronsted, and Lewis acid base. Now let us see about the strong acids and bases. So what are strong acids and bases? So the strong acid is completely dissociated into its components in dilute solution. Hence here the dissociation constant is not applicable. Some of the examples are hydrochloric acid, perchloric acid, nitric acid. Strong bases, that is, this completely dissociate into its ions when dissolved in water. Here also the dissociation constant is not applicable. Example are NaOH and KOH. So in cases of strong acid and strong bases, hydrogen ion concentration will be equal to strong acid concentration, and hydroxyl ion concentration is equal to strong base concentration. See here, in case of strong acid and base, they are completely dissociated. Thus H plus is indicative of total acid concentration, whereas OH minus is indicative of total base concentration. What is a weak acid? A weak acid is a one which is incompletely dissociated. So in case of weak acid, always a reversible arrow is shown because they are incompletely dissociated. So here what comes into picture is dissociation constant, because the acid is not completely dissociated, it is dissociated only partially. So Ka, that is acid dissociation constant, is equal to concentration of products divided by concentration of reactant. So Ka is equal to concentration of H plus and A minus divided by concentration of acid, that is Ha. So by material balance, total concentration is equal to Ha plus A minus. See here, total concentration of acid can be given by concentration of non-dissociated acid, that is Ha plus A minus. Now we know H plus will be equal to A minus because they are formed from the same species. So we can replace A minus in the above equation with H plus. So equation becomes C is equal to Ha plus H plus. And Ha is equal to C minus H plus. By rearranging the terms, we get concentration of acid is equal to C minus H plus. So by keeping these values in Ka, which was the first equation, we get Ka is equal to H plus square upon C minus H plus. Now concentration of H ion is very negligible as compared to total concentration C, hence it can be omitted. For example, subtracting 0.1 from 1000 would not make much a difference to the total value. So similarly here H plus is very small as compared to C, and hence it can be omitted from the equation. So the equation becomes Ka is equal to H plus ion square divided by C. So H plus is equal to under root of Ka into C. So for weak acid, the H plus ion concentration can be calculated by this formula. H plus is equal to Ka into C under root. Now similarly the equation can be derived for weak bases. OH minus is equal to Kb into C under root, that is under root of Kb into C, where Kb is dissociation constant for base. Now let us see about the salts. Salts are made from combination of acid and bases. So first of all let us see salt of strong acid and strong base. example is NaCl. Now NaCl is made from NaOH and HCl, both have strong base and acid respectively. Now when salt is dissolved in water, we get its constituent acid and bases, that is HCl and NaOH. By putting the ions, we get Na plus Cl minus plus H2O will give H plus Cl minus plus Na plus OH minus. That is, we have written the equation in form of the ions. So you can see in above equation that here the equilibrium between the hydrogen and hydroxyl ions is not disturbed and the solution remains neutral. So the solution of a salt made from strong acid and strong base is neutral. Now let us see about salts of weak acid and bases. When salts of weak acid and bases are dissolved in water, it dissociates into ions and ions of salt interact with water. So depending on the relative strength of weak acid and base formed in hydrolysis reaction, resultant solution may become acidic or basic. So here the relative strength of weak acid and base comes into picture. If the acid is more weak as compared to base, then the solution formed will be basic. Whereas if the base is more weak as compared to acid, then the solution of salt will be acidic. Thus you can see here, if Ka is greater than Kb, that is dissociation constant of acid is higher, then the salt is acidic. And if the dissociation constant of base is higher, then the solution is basic. See, dissociation constant of base is higher, it means that base is more dissociating into its ions, that is OH minus, as compared to the acid, hence solution will be basic. Again, if Ka is equal to Kb, then solution will be neutral. You can see here example, ammonium acetate, CH3COONH4 plus H2O, so we'll get acetic acid and ammonium hydroxide. Now Ka for acetic acid is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5, whereas Ka for ammonium hydroxide is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. Now you can here see Ka and Kb are same, hence the solution will be neutral. Now let us see for ammonium cyanide. So Ka for HCN, ammonium cyanide is made from ammonium hydroxide and hydrogen cyanide. So Ka for HCN is 5 into 10 raised to minus 10, whereas Kb for base is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 5. So here you can see Ka is greater than Kb. Hence the solution of salt will be acidic because Ka is higher. Now let us come to pH. What is pH? It is negative logarithm of the hydrogen ion concentration. So it can be represented as pH is equal to minus log of H plus. So next term is buffers. What are buffers? Buffer is a solution that resists change in pH of a solution when small amount of acid or base is added. Buffers, they are made by using weak acid and its conjugate base or a weak base and its conjugate acid. Buffer can be divided into acidic buffer, which is made by using weak acid and its conjugate base. In second example is mixture of acetic acid and sodium acetate. Second category is basic buffer. It is B minus and BH, that is, it is made by using weak base and its conjugate acid. Example is ammonia and ammonium chloride. Now basic buffers are not widely used because of the stability problems encountered with most of the available weak bases. Buffer mechanism we will see.